So, talk about local weather. It's raining this side of the office. Not so much this side. How's that all about? Yes, we're back with another shorty, and I'm not talking about David. So, this time we're going to be mainly painting stuff, reassembling the front forks, apart from the front wheel, because I still haven't got those damn bolts out the discs yet. Painted and hanging up to dry. And how did I manage to mask off that Yamaha decals badge? Well, yes, it's a penny. Don't know why it's stuck there. Probably paint. Might not have worked. We'll see. Yep, and the handlebars done. And yeah, might give them another quick blast now they're inside. Start putting them back together. Talking of which, I've started looking at my twist grip. I don't think this is going to work, because I think both the cables want to slot in that middle one. I've had this problem before where actually on my RS125, where the throttle cable was, well, that was too short, but I think these are going to be too long for this new grip. And this is kind of relevant, where they sit in the bottom. This has actually got screw threads in the holes. Probably see there, yeah. Whereas the cables themselves have not, so I don't know how to secure them in there. The Yamaha had a plate that went behind them, I think. Anyway, there it is, that plate there, which obviously won't fit this, so I'll need something made that coincides with that bolt there, holds these down in place. Yep, alright, so that's going to work at least. It might work, honestly. This is going to be the bastard to get in, because you have to pull it. Might need my glamorous assistant. Two-man job. How about that? There it is. Shiny penny. So, before we start putting the forks back together, I just thought you'd like to see my latest acquisition. Yes, because I need more shit. I've just been to see my mate Chuck, who's still clearing out his garage, and I thought it's about time I got myself air tools, of which I currently have none. I don't even have a hose. Slacked off the chains a little so I can get that in without any interference and chafing of my new paint job. Now I'm going to tighten them up again, lift it off the blocks, get all that stuff out of the way, and pop the forks back in. Yes. Yeah, that didn't take long. It really didn't take long. And further to the conversation in the last episode, or maybe it was the episode before, because these episodes are so short, I don't really know, so that's why I'm hurrying up. Anyway, I've poked these through about another 10mm, which will bring the front end of the bike down, not to that level. Obviously, once the wheel goes in, it's going to sit a couple of inches higher. But yeah. We like that angry stance. So then I remembered I probably had the handlebars on at the time when I last looked at it, so I hadn't lowered it at all. I'd actually raised it. So I've put this in, the axle, for want of a better word, so that these are lined up and everything's level. And actually, where they are now is what I'm going to go with, which is about an inch higher than I last showed you, or lower from that point of view. That whole higher and lower thing again, aren't we? It's Bruce Forsyth all over again. So my only concern at this point with that situation, apart from potentially ruining the entire handling of the bike set up by Yamaha experts, is that having drastically reduced the gap between there and where the wheel will be, my headlights might not fit so well. Yes. Remember all those other episodes, the consequences and the bigger picture? Yes, it's all coming back to haunt me again. Anyway, just slotting stuff on randomly at the moment. So there's the clutch lever on that side of things, and the two lockable switches. And there's that, but I forgot to put everything else on first, so I need to do the same that I did over here first, then put that on. And actually that's going to have to come off anyway, because I haven't got the cables. They're dangling around down there somewhere. And we've got that whole adjustment thing. And I did find that one of them has an adjustment on it. Alright, so on this side it's a little bit more complicated, because we've got the whole brake reservoir and anyway. So here's your momentary unlockable on. I put the kill switch up the top. So that's your lockable at the top, and then that's your button down the bottom, your starter button, and then the throttle grip, twist grip. So yeah, all fits so far. Gonna look at some handlebar grips right now. I'm going to look at the same ones I used for the Ducati, because if you remember right, my dear wife ordered me two sets because she thought I needed 2 grips. So yes, and I did Muller one of them, right? Remember that fiasco? Anyway, but I'm just going to have a look and see, it's the one I mullered actually, if what that looks like lengthwise, because I really like those grips. Luckily, although it doesn't look like it over there, it's actually quite organised. Yes, there they are. So there it is. There's the one that I mullered. Remember I chewed out all the insides with a big drill bit. And anyway, so you can see it fits beautifully, actually, right there, which is just coincidental. And I've still got like, I don't know, about 10 mil to play with if I need to. Either way, right? So it works where it is. If I want to take it further up, that's fine too. All good. And there it is, further mocked up, if you like. Obviously I can trim this to get out the kink. But of course that was probably the original Reservoir mount on that top yoke there, and of course that you know, bang goes the speedo mount, and that idea, well, that idea is still there, so all is not lost. However, yeah, so you know, this will go. I don't know, do I want to chop that? I'll get it to fit nicely so that there are no kinks in it. Obviously we don't want kinks. Not a bad 1960s band, but there have been better. So I'm favouring something like that. Yes, very short pipe indeed. Got to say, these levers, remarkable value. I think I told you they were 20 bucks. They weren't. I think they were 30, maybe 38, something like that. But I mean, you know, all that engineering in there, adjustable here, the reservoir, and you know, all that gubbins as well. Just a great value, I have to say. Yeah, so that's starting to shape up now nicely. All I've got to do is all I'm really concerned about, actually, 2 things. Firstly, the throttle cables in here, and secondly, whether I can fit the dual. So this is the one that came with the unit, which is only a single thing, whereas what Yamaha do, instead of having a single pipe tube coming off there, they have both of them. So they have 2 individual ones going down to each caliper, as opposed to one going into a T like we had on the Ducati and then forking off. We like forking off. Yeah, so all I'm concerned about is whether the old fitting, the old bolt there with the holes in, will actually marry up properly and really do the job. But we'll see. We can test it. It's tested. We'll buy some of those really nice yellow ones, I think. Yes. So, are we at 10 minutes yet? I don't know. I don't think so. What? I've got to do more? So, this is the original Yamaha fitting for that front reservoir. And I'm just cleaning it up with a bit of that steel wool that I bought for the Ducati silencer, which I never used. So, here's that part slightly cleaned up. I'm just cleaning up the holes. But as you can see, it's got 2 holes because it has 2 brake lines going to it. And then of course the one down the middle, I'm going to clean that out too. And there's the one that came with the unit with just a single hole. And here's this one with luckily an extra washer, so you got two new washers, crush washers either side, one in the middle. So I shall be hooking that up. So because of the positioning of the holes in the bolt, I'm going with a conventional washer that end, that end, and nothing in the middle, because when that's butted up, you know, I want this to sit over that hole centrally, and I think that'll do the job. I'm a bit worried about a leak in the middle. We'll see. But there it is, back on. Interesting, this one's kind of domed and that one isn't. And then down the other end, they're both flat. Don't know why, what the rhyme or reason is. Anyway, next step. What is the next step? Wolf trot, fox trot. So, having plumbed all that back in again, and you know, kind of let it down, put it back on the forks, I'm thinking I need to commit to this really, and just go for the new brake lines and try it with them, because even if it works with these, it may not work with the new ones, in which case they'll be back on eBay. So that's what I'm going to do. I'll leave them there for now because I can't be bothered to take them off, but I'm going to order the new ones and take it from there. And I'm not going to chop that yet until I work out, but I do think it's probably going to go like that, so it'll be a lot shorter. Anyway, the good news is, you know that two-man job with the throttle cable? Yes, well, my brother-in-law is coming. I phoned him up and I said, hey Bobby, I need some help. And despite the fact that he's 1,000 miles away in Colorado, he's on his way tomorrow morning. Yes, that's what I call family. Oh, right, it's just because his mum's here to look after my wife, who's going in for foot surgery. And it's a chance for him to see his mum. But I will make him useful while he's here. It's funny, you know, how you can tell that something's out just slightly, just by eye. So I was looking at those top of the forks, and that one on the left seems definitely down, right? And maybe the camera angle is now exaggerating that, and it's bloody obvious to you guys. It's only 2 mil out, but I got my trusty micrometer there, yes, and yeah, it's definitely out. So the one on the left needs to come up. See, if I was filming it from over there, you'd say, well, I was exaggerating the situation, but it is out by 2 mil. Thinking that would be very exciting from a handling point of view. Well, I'm pretty sure that's 10 minutes at least. So thanks again for watching, and if you haven't subscribed already, do so. Encourage others to watch my lunacy.